Hello, students. Welcome to another session on logical reasoning nuggets. So every Wednesday, I, Siddharth Mehta, comes up with this session on logical reasoning. Last two Wednesday, what we have done is we have discussed how to solve logical reasoning passages, wherein I have discussed the tips and tricks that will help you to solve the logical reasoning section effectively. In today's session, what we are going to do is we are going to do some strategy kind of discussion. I will be talking to you about 5 lessons that I have learned from the CLAT exam, particularly with respect to logical reasoning and reading. So no academics today, no passage solving today, only listening so that you can implement, learn from these lessons and implement accordingly in your future preparation. So let me start this session. So what is your lesson number one? Expect the unexpected. Over the years, I have been taking CLAT exam, and every year they come up with surprise. At least they are able to surprise me. So what they do is, they come up with different type of questions and unexpected things in the exam. Let us see how. CLAT 25, they came up with analytical reasoning. So there was this question, 6 questions on analytical reasoning, and this was the information that was given. So analytical reasoning basically is puzzle, setting arrangement, all those type of questions. Now, why am I saying that this was unexpected? I'm saying this purely because the CLAT website, in their description of logical reasoning section, they say that they will test students on the verbal logic, mostly related to argument, related to conclusion, related to premises. So nobody expected that question will come from analytical reasoning. Right? We can't say that it is out of syllabus because it is a part of logical reasoning. But looking at the trend of the previous years, looking at their sample paper, and the description on the website, nobody expected analytical reasoning to come in the exam. Of course, there might be students who were preparing for AR because this topic do come in the other law entrance exam. But as far as CLAT is concerned, this was unexpected. Now, when students turn to the logical reasoning section, those who are comfortable with analytical reasoning, they attacked it because they knew that they can solve 5 to 6 questions, the entire set, in maybe 5 to 6 minutes and get the entire marks. And those who were not comfortable with AR, they were caught by surprise, maybe a bit anxious also that they will lose on the entire 6 marks. And this surprise element is not related to CLAT 25 alone. If I talk about CLAT 24, they gave a passage on decision making. Now, what is decision making? In decision making, there is a situation that is given, and you as a aspirant, as a student, were supposed to understand the questions that were given with respect to that situation and answer the question. Here, lot of questions supposed you to think beyond the passage, right? So if you read this kind of information that is given, that imagine you have just been appointed as a consultant for a manufacturing company, and then there are the problems related to manufacturing company that are given. Now the questions came like, what is the primary root cause, so that you can perhaps identify. But then another question came is that what will be the solution to the root cause. Now in the passage that is not given, and we say that stick to the information given in the passage. So there were at least 3 questions that required you to think beyond the passage. So that was the surprise element in CLAT 24. Nobody practiced decision making before that. Now, of course, everybody practices that. CLAT 23 had a different type of challenge. Look at the logical reasoning section in the CLAT 23 and also the English section. What I have mentioned here is both English and logical reasoning section. Both are mentioned here. So this is your English section and this is your logical reasoning section. Look at the length of the passages, right? So if you look at the English section, all the passages were 400 plus words. Only one passage was 396, but on an average 430, 450 word kind of passage, very lengthy passage. Now compare it with the CLAT 25 or 24, where the length of the passages were around 250, 300 words. So this was definitely challenging. Similar is the case with logical reasoning. Even in logical reasoning, the passages were lengthy. So CLAT 23 had a lot of lengthy passages. Now what can we learn? We can only think of one thing I can say is lesson number one. Please Do not expect that the paper will come in a format that you are familiar with. Expect the unexpected and be prepared to handle it coolly and calmly. Right? Lesson number 2. Daily dose of reading is essential. If you are not doing reading, then perhaps you are killing your chances of being successful in the CLAT exam. Why am I saying so? Is let us look at the 3 years English language section. Right. So I have already shown you 2023. There were 5 passages. Look at the source of the passages. There were 6 passages, in fact, right, in the CLAT 23. Then they moved to 4 passages in 24 and 25. Look at the words: 350 words, 402 words, 451 words, 202 words. Again in 2025, slightly lesser, but again more on an average 350 word kind of thing. Right. So if you do not read, then you will definitely suffer. The another thing to look for is the type of the passages that come in the CLAT exam. So they are not limited to say one particular stream. So for example, how young Indians are changing the world looks more of a social aspect. The provincial reader can't make out from this, but let me tell you, it was about a particular person reading habit. Haron and the Sea of Stories is a fictional work by Salman Rushdie. Trick Mirror: Reflections on Self Delusion. I remember there were a couple of very tricky questions in it. The Dig. The Dig is again something which you can't make out what it is from just the title. At the Mercy of Water Mafia, again a social aspect kind of passage. Now look at 24. There was a passage on English literature. There was passage on a fiction, and then Justice and Two Ideas of India, contemporary literature, right kind of education, why I write. So what we are saying is that you cannot say that there is one genre from which CLAT picks up the passage. So reading is essential. If I look at the logical reasoning section, this is much more diverse. This is much more diverse because here you will not only see passages from social aspect, but also from economics, also from media, environment, history. So look at the diversity of the passages. AI and technology, right? So lot of the passages, if you see, are from very diverse backgrounds. So reading is absolutely essential because it will not only help you to get exposed to diverse topic, but will also help you to tackle the lengthy passages, 300, 350 words passages that you see in the CLAT exam. Right now, here let me talk for a couple of minutes about my course, Logical Reasoning Nuggets. Now, this is a course which is comprehensive in nature. If you are looking for help in logical reasoning section and also in English section, trust me, this course is also going to help you in English section. Then this is the course to be part of. What I have done here is I have recorded almost 50 videos of all the concepts in logical reasoning section and also in the English section, right? It covers all the concepts of logical reasoning, be it critical reasoning, strengthening the argument, weakening the argument, analytical reasoning, decision making. All the things are covered. Even analytical reasoning, 10 sets of videos will be there. In every video, I discuss one topic at length. All the videos are around 25 minutes to 30-minute duration. You can revise the videos as many times you want because it is divided in modules and chapters. So that makes learning effective. Then there will be practice nuggets wherein I will be coming up with the with one passage and solving it in front of you. Those will be the fresh passages created by me. There will be 5 sectional tests. There will be a separate Telegram group. So this is a course that is going to help you a lot in the CLAT exam. Uh, Last year, All India Rank 1 and 11 were part of this program. So far, in the last 14 years, there are 15 plus students who secured under 100 rank from LR Nuggets course. So what are you waiting for? Visit the website. The link is provided in the description and search in the Google LR Nuggets course. And please visit the website. There are trial videos available. There are 3 trial videos. Do watch the trial videos. Even trial videos are going to help you immensely in your CLAT preparation. Now let us move ahead to our lesson number 3. Lesson number 3. Knowing how to solve different type of questions is the key. Now, why I am saying so? Because if you look at this is the English language section, right? So 25 and 24, I picked up 2 years. Look at the different type of questions, big picture questions, means the main idea question, the vocab question, the fact based question. So these are the various types of questions that come in the exam. So in the English language section, 2 questions were from main idea, 4 questions were inference based. There were as many as 5 vocab based questions, and there were around 15 questions which were fact based, right? Compare it with 2024, there were 5 questions on big picture, there were 6 questions on inference, 3 questions on vocab, and much less number of questions from fact, right? So different types of questions. So you should know how to solve inference question, how to solve the main idea question, how to find the factual information given in the passage, and what kind of elimination techniques to use, right? If you look at logical reasoning, it has much more diverse set of questions, right? So big picture questions are there, inference questions are there, assumption and evidence based question. Evidence based question is strengthening the argument and weakening the argument question. Every year, if you see, 3 to 4 questions come and students do struggle in that. Application based question. So application is not there, something not directly given in the passage, but you have to think beyond what is given. So those type of question, there was a decision making set, and 25 logical reasoning was also challenging. So you should know how to solve assumption question vis-a-vis evidence based question, right? So knowing how to solve each type of question and what to look for while answering is very, very important. Next lesson, lesson number 4 is CLAT is not error proof. Know when to move. Now, this is very interesting. What do I mean here is that every year in CLAT exam, there are errors in the question. Unfortunately, while solving the paper, it is very difficult for a student to understand that there is some problem, there is some error. And what happens is we end up spending more time. Now, last year, CLAT 25, who was more luckier person? The one who knew how to solve analytical reasoning questions, or the one who did not know how to solve analytical reasoning question? And left it at the first sight. I, as a person, will say that the lucky person was the one who actually left this entire set just by looking at it. Why I am saying so? Because the entire set was wrong. And there were people like me who attempted it twice, thrice, because when I'm very comfortable in this topic. So I draw the diagram once, sitting arrangement once. I did not get any of the answers. So these were, I have picked up 3 questions actually. So I did not get any of the answers from the first 3. So what I did was I thought that I am committing some mistake. So what I did, I again solved it. But again, I did not get anything. I solved it 3 times, and then I understood that maybe there is problem with the question. There is no problem with my with my approach. And after finishing the paper, there were actually 4 5 minutes left. They were left with me, and I again tried to solve it, and again coming up with the same answers. And I can understand that if I, as an experienced person, with so many years of experience in teaching and taking exam, if I have devoted, say, 8 minutes, 10 minutes to this particular question, um, I can understand that a normal student who has prepared analytical reasoning, who is comfortable with it, would have also spent 8 to 10 minutes in this question. For me, there is no loss because there is nothing at stake. But for a student, there is definitely rank at stake, right? So, unfortunately, those who spent 8 to 10 minutes, they wasted their time, right? So, what to do in such cases? What I will suggest is that attempt it once. Of course, there might be some error, so you can reattempt it. Attempt it twice. But even after attempting twice, you are not able to get to the any of the answer, then please move on and say to yourself that if time remains towards the end, then you will come back to it. But not more than 2 attempts, right? That is very, very essential. This was another problem in CLAT 25. Now, this particular question, right? So there was this passage in logical reasoning. Now this is the question: approximately how many people in America are currently experiencing homelessness on any given day? This was a question. You can try to read the passage. You can stop and read the passage to figure out the answer yourself. But let me directly go to the place where it is given. It is given here. Okay. Approximately 5,80,000 people experience homelessness on any given night in United States. Right? So once you read the passage, of course, you won't be able to remember the exact figure. So what happens is when you come across these kind of questions, you again refer back to the passage that what was the number. So it is 5,80,000, right? So 1 million, 5.5 million, 3.5 million, and 100 million. Now, if you look at it, none of the option is right. Now, 5,80,000 is definitely not more than 5.5 million because this is 55 lakh, right? And this is 5,80,000. So what to mark in such situation? There is error in the question. Now you cannot say that approximately it is 1 million. Now there 5,80,000 in 10 lakh. There is a huge difference. Now whatever argument CLAT gives, it's a different thing. Now there are two ways to think about it. Let me mark 1 million because that is the closest to it. One. The other is to think that maybe CLAT has committed some mistake and they have equated 5,80,000 to 58 lakh. I mean, that's too far a fetched. But what to do in such situation? Better to leave and move ahead, or to mark any of the A or B or move ahead rather than wasting your time and worrying about it. So if you see, there are a lot of problems, and I have picked only CLAT 25 because if I pick CLAT 24, even in that paper there were some problems, right? Even in mathematics they have some problem, but since I'm restricting myself to logical reasoning and English only, then I'm not picked up question from maths. Lesson number 5: mark the option most defendable, right, by you. So mark the most defendable option. Now what do we mean by most defendable option? Is the option that is more balanced and related to what is given in the passage. So accuracy is very important, right? So this is lesson number 5. Mark the most defendable option because your accuracy is important. What is the most defendable option is usually the most balanced option with the idea of the passage in it, right? So any option which has the idea of the passage and balanced in nature, please mark it. Learn elimination technique, right? If you eliminate the options, for example, any option may have extreme word or is beyond the scope of the passage, please eliminate it. Stick to what is given in the passage because accuracy is more important, and anything beyond the scope of the passage is not defendable. Anything with extreme word is not defendable. So please remember these important lessons for the logical reasoning and English section. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. And next week, I will come up with something new as far as reading and logical reasoning is concerned. Thank you. Please go and check my course, LR Nuggets for Law Exam. Thank you very much.